Members of the House, please be seated.
Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk.
Aloha and good morning. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative Luella Costales. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Please stay seated. Thank you. It seems like I was just up here just a few weeks ago, but I'm back. When I was sworn in, the representative from YPO Gentry made the offer for me to take his space up here for the invocation. And since then, he's stopped by my office every week and has texted me just to make sure that I was aware of the offer. So that's why I'm here today, and I'm actually honored to stand here in his space. Exactly 10 days ago, we observed a moment of silence for Pono Shim, who was transitioning to join his ancestors. And as some of you know, I was fortunate to work with Pono Shim for the past 3.5 years. And prior to that, we were friends for about 7 years. So Pono was my good friend, my boss, my mentor, and both being of the class of '81, he from Kamehameha Schools, and I from St. Mary's Academy in Inglewood, California. We shared the same music, food, and love for the same different types of candies that are available. Many of you have shared some of the stories, and I truly appreciate it, of your experience with Pono or hearing him speak. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of that every day as I worked alongside him. As most of you know, he loved to ask questions that would just get you to think differently. And I recall one day he said, he came in and he asked all of us in the office, he goes, "Why do we pet our dogs?" You know, and he was like, "Well, I know the dog likes it and we like it." And I was watching TV and I just stopped and said, "Why do we pet our dogs?" And we all try to guess, right? Because the dog likes it, because we like it. And, it came down to because we want them to live longer. And we want ourselves to live longer. And he went on to quote a study done by Marion Diamond that proved how human touch is one thing that's really needed in order to have a long, fulfilling life. Pono also liked to talk about what do we want to cause to happen. I think everyone who came into his office said, I need funding, we're doing this, do you have any ideas, how can we approach things? And his question would simply be, what do you want to cause to happen? And to take that as far as he could take it. I came into the office, and I drive a Nissan Leaf. I drive an EV, and I think I was complaining about a charger not being available so many times because people who drove other brands were usually taking it up. And so that got him to thinking. He goes, okay, well, let's talk about that. If we're trying to get to 100% electric vehicles, and we're able to do that, but everyone is inconsiderate and hates each other, what have we really accomplished as a community? So I just want to share some of those, and it reminded me of a quote that I'd like to share with you today. And I think it embodies the spirit of Pono Shim, but it also reflects, I think, part of the representative whose space I occupy here today. whose last name starts with a Y, who has been a social work for too long, many years. And the quote is by Mother Teresa. She's the patron saint of social work. And she shared, "I am not sure exactly what heaven will be like, but I know that when we die and when it comes time for God to judge us, He will not ask, 'How many good things have you done in your life?' Rather, He will ask, 'How much love did you put into what you did?'" Mahalo and aloha.
Thank you, Representative. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Aquino, Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Bronco, Ms. Clark, Ms. Costales, Ms. Eli, Mr. Ganadin, Mr. Gates, Ms. Har, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Hashimoto, Mr. Holt, Ms. Ichiyama, Mr. Ilagan, Mr. Johansson, Ms. Capella, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Bertrand Kobayashi, Mr. Dale Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Mr. Lopresti, Ms. Lowen, Ms. Luke, Ms. Martin, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. McDermott, Mr. McKelvey, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima, Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Ono,
Excused.
Ms. Okimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama, Mr. Takayama, Mr. Takumi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Tokioka, Mr. Ward, Ms. Wildberger, Mr. Woodson,
Excused.
Mr. Yamane, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Here.
Mr. Speaker, 49 members are present, 2 are excused.
Thank you very much. Reading of the Journal, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred.
So ordered. Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the Governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of Governor's Message number 22, informing the House, the Hawaii Government Employees Association, and the employer have reached an agreement concerning Bargaining Unit 6 on April 12, 2022, and transmitting a proposed measure to fund the award. May this matter be received and filed.
So ordered. Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, if you and the members will turn your attention to the addendum to today's order of the day. We are in receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has disagreed to the amendments proposed by the House to the noted Senate bills.
Thank you very much. Members, are there any introductions? Yes, Representative Bronco.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce the House District 50 Kailua and Kaneohebe team. Chiemi Bryant is our committee clerk. Please stand. We have Sheila Ringor, who is our full-time UH intern, Alan Munioka, who is our legislative analyst, and Charlotte Farmer, who is our office manager. Welcome to your House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, if their name can be inserted in the journal.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further introductions, members?
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Representative Gates.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the gallery today, I have my lovely auntie, Anita Asuenga, who's visiting from California. Yesterday was her birthday. She is actually my mother's twin sister, and so they share the same birthday. They both were born on Easter 1960. That was the last time Easter landed on April 17th. Want to wish her a happy birthday, belated happy birthday as well. Also joining her in the gallery is my sister Emerald Gates. You guys both can please rise. And accompanying them in the gallery is my staff, Jimmy Hamada and Lacey Khan. Mahalo and welcome to your Hawaii State House of Representatives. And Mr. Speaker, may I have their names entered into the journal?
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further introductions, members? There was no further introductions. Reports of standing committees. Representative Belatti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to adopt Standing Committee Report numbers 2028-22 through 2069-22 as listed on pages 1 through 13, and that the accompanying Senate concurrent resolutions, as may be amended, be referred to their designated committees.
Thank you very much, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much. Page 1, Standing Committee Report number 2028, discussion. 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2034, 2035, 2036, 2037, 2038, 2039, 2040, 2041, 2042, 2043. Yes, Representative Bronco.
Just like to stand up in support of this measure and just also to briefly talk about the legacy of my predecessor, Representative Cynthia Thielen, who served here for 30 years. I think she stood as a great example for many of us, and I think her politics actually represent what our country should be. She worked with everyone, she had great relationships, and she was a strong advocate for LGBT rights and women's rights. And so this resolution is a great step forward, but it doesn't give justice to her legacy. And I just wanted to say a few words in her honor. Mahalo.
Thank you very much, Representative. Further discussion, Standing Committee Report number 2043. Representative Ward.
Speaker, I rise in strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
For the same reason as the former speaker and those who is now in the seat of Representative Thielen. Our colleague back in 1990, Speaker, she and I used to basically debate the whole House of Representatives. And this is a great honor to her in addition to all the other things as the known as the hemp lady. And I know Charlotte is in the balcony who will give her, would you say, a blow-by-blow description of what we're talking about. But so everyone knows that she's very active. If you've read the Star Advertiser recently, she had an op-ed, so she is as strong as ever. And it's a great honor to honor her again on this floor. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Representative. Yes, Representative Martin.
Also rising in support.
Support, please proceed.
I just want to mention that this bike path that she was part of making a reality wasn't something she did as a legislator. It's something she did as a mother and a community member. And this bike path, which runs right by my house, is used by people all over Oahu. People come there to exercise, and it's become this amazing community resource, and just goes to show what citizens, neighbors can do when they put their mind to it, and hopefully we will pave the way for them to do things like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members, Standing Committee Report number 2043. If not, thank you very much. 2044, 2045, 2046, 2047, 2048, 2049, 2050, 2051, 2052, 2053, 2054, 2054, Representative McDermott.
Speaker, no on this one and the following measure as well. Thank you.
So ordered, no for McDermott, 2054, and a no for McDermott, 2055. There's no discussion on these measures. We're going to move on. Standing Committee Report number 2056, discussion. 2057, 2058, 2059, 2060, 2061, 2062, 2063, 2064. Representative Ward.
Speaker, strong support.
Strong support. Please proceed.
Speaker, this is a reso regarding the Ukrainian situation, particularly the refugees. This is not 2060.
Are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. This is
Yeah, we're on
this is
2064.
Yeah, I'm one step ahead.
If there's no discussion on 2064, we're going to turn to Representative Ward on Standing Committee Report number 2065.
2065. Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, first I want to thank everyone for posting the Ukrainian flag. The Capitol is really ornate in its support. Even the governor put a flag in the front, which is a great honor. But there's a real human crisis going on. not only are they filling the Poles, that is Poland, with refugees, there's probably about 10% of a population of 40 million. There's probably 4 million refugees throughout the world. Someday soon, probably, we will have them in Hawaii. But in support of this resolution, I just want to add one thing, that when I worked at USAID in the Office of Democracy and Governance, we had a conference in Kiev. Not Kyiv, that's the way the Russians say it. I did a jog around the national track, and listening to the people of Ukraine, sometimes, Speaker, it was like they loved democracy and freedom more than we as Americans. They were just so much to the genuineness of what it's about to be a spirit of freedom. And I only say that to say that when we hear President Zelensky talking about we're going to fight to the end, they really mean that, Speaker. And this is a great gesture from the state of Hawaii to say, hey, we're with you, we support you, and these refugees hopefully are going to be taken care of. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, Representative McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Also in strong support.
Strong support, please proceed.
And in the spirit of bipartisanship, would like the words of the previous speaker, except for jogging around the Capitol, entered into the record as if they were mine.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members? If not, thank you very much. We're going to move on to Stand Committee Report number 2066, discussion. 2067, 2068, 2069. Okay.
Speaker.
Yes, Representative McDermott.
No vote, 2069.
No for McDermott, 2069. Further discussion, Representative Okimoto.
Same request, please.
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Representative Ganadin.
In support, brief comment.
In support, please proceed.
I believe it's somewhat hypocritical for the legislature of Hawaii, the 50th state, to deny the request of 68% of the population of Washington, D.C. to have their representation before the federal government and to create their own state. This conversation also will lead to, prospectively, a discussion about statehood for unincorporated territory in Guam and Puerto Rico, which some of us should consider supporting. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members? If not, Representative Ward.
Speaker, in opposition.
Opposition, please proceed.
I have a summary comment, Speaker. This reso is pure politics disguised as equity policy, and all my reasons for that I will submit into the journal with your permission.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion? If not, members will be taking a voice vote on these measures. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Belatti.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt Standing Committee Report numbers 2070-22 and 2071-22 as listed on page 14, and that the accompanying Senate concurrent resolutions be adopted.
Thank you very much, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much. Top of page 14, Stand Committee Report number 2070, discussion. Stand Committee Report number 2071, discussion. Representative Ward.
Speaker, strong support comments to the journal because Clarissa Moore's auntie is in my district and is as proud of her as this reso makes her proud from us. Thank you,
So ordered. Thank you, Representative. Further discussion on 2071. If not, members will be taking a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, are there any announcements? Representative Johansson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Saturday was the birthday of our colleague and friend, the Vice Chair Extraordinaire of CPC. Please join me in congratulating her and turning the new 32.
Thank you, Representative. Further announcements, members? If there are no further announcements, Chair would like to remind committee chairs that today is the lateral filing deadline for Senate concurrent resolutions that need to move to their final committees. Please file your committee reports and drafts with the clerk's office by 6 p.m. this evening. For the motion to adjourn, Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Representative Matsumoto.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.